Hi, this is Bram from Admire, and in this video I will show you a workflow to work with the brand new tool announced by Core at the Open Repositories conference in Hamburg called Core Discovery. Core Discovery is basically an overlay over a number of different services that can retrieve full text from repositories, including Unpaywall and a couple of other ones. And the great thing about it is they have an API, and if you throw a DOI at their API, they can find you on a very fast and across different sources the full text. So the use case that I have for you, and I will demonstrate it here with our openrepository.com, where I'm logged in as an administrator, is that you may have in your repository items that have some metadata and they have a DOI, but you don't yet have the full text. So the fact that Core offers this API enables automation, or enables a way to retrieve huge amounts of full text in an automated fashion. So for example, let's go to a collection that I've created here for this test. And this is another mini hint. Even though DSpace 5 does not yet, and Open Repository is based on DSpace 5 at the moment, it does not have yet that filter that DSpace 6 has to show you items with full text, but you can do a similar filter with a query like this. So I'm doing a query where I say I want items where I have a value for DOI, and those items should not have a full text attached to them. So it has that full text straight bracket *2 straight bracket, but by putting a minus symbol in front of it, I do actually the opposite of this filter, giving me all items without full text. So items without full text and with a DOI, I search for them, and then I find these 4 items. So these are 4 items in my repository for whom I know that they don't have full text, but they do have a DOI. So I will use Core discovery service to get me those full texts. So this is where an open repository feature, namely the exports, come in handy. So from every search page in open repository that you have, you can easily export the data to CSV. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I have a CSV file for these 4 exports. So then we will turn over to Google Spreadsheets, where I have my Core full text finder, where I have a script. I wrote a script. It has this Admire button, and this has the magic button Find Full Text. You can get to this sheet, or you can request access if you go to, I'll just make it a little bit bigger now, to bit.ly/Core full text finder, but it's also, I will also put it in the comments of this YouTube video anyway. You will also get the code. The code for this script that I'm using is also on GitHub as this GitHub snippet, so you can also find it there. But first I will just show you how to use it. We will take the CSV that we just imported from Open Repository. So I do import, I will upload, and I select the one that I downloaded here. Yeah, this is the one. And then I will say insert this as a new sheet, detect the separator automatically. So Google Spreadsheets is really an awesome editor for the exports that you make with Open Repository, and then I import the data. So what do I get? These items, they have little metadata, so if you do the exports in your own repository, you will get a little bit more. But just like with editing any metadata spreadsheets, the data that you don't want to edit, you don't need it anymore. So for example here, I don't intend to change the authors, so I can delete the column anyway. But the columns that I do need are the IDs. These are the IDs of the items that I want to edit. I'll already bring those over. Collection tag, actually I don't really need it if I don't want to assign the collection anyway, but yeah, still had it in here. Then I have the DOI. This is really important because that's what Core is going to use as the input for these API calls. And that's it. So the title, I'm also not going to edit the title, and the handles also, I don't really need these from my export. So now, the most important moment, the magic button will hit the Core API with those DC identifiers, and then it will give me back full text links and also a mention of the source where it gets them. So I have these links now in here, and I will use them as is, but you can already see some of the limitations maybe from the Core Discovery API. You have to check these ones, the two ones, these are real, look like real PDF links, but these two other ones look a little bit like, I don't know, jump pages or landing pages without really being a PDF link. But let's say that we don't do any checking on these links at all and just show you the power of, again, an open repository feature where you can provide a URL in the file column and it will automatically upload them to the repository. So I will now download this as a CSV file, the current sheet. So, yeah. And then I will go back to the repository. I will go to my import feature, import metadata, where you see there's validation and they say you can do a zip file for providing full text, but here I will just have the URLs directly. And I will choose the file that I just uploaded or that I just downloaded. This is number 4 here. Upload it. This confirmation screen doesn't really give me confirmation on what's happening with the file column, but I will apply the changes and then let's revisit the files to see what happened. So I did 4 items here. I go back to my Admire test collection, and I don't yet have the thumbnails. That's because thumbnail generation is not instant yet, so that might take until the next day or one of the few next days. But here, first one I can see, I really now have the PDF in the repository, and also with the with of course the repository front page, the cover page being rendered on the fly. Let's look at some of the other ones. Second one, I also seem to have a PDF. And it works. But the 2 other ones, here I have something. It is 7 megabytes big, but I don't have a file extension here. This is also a feature where, based on the DOI, there is some information pulled in from the Elsevier API that says it's open access, but this has nothing to do with the import experiment. But I'm afraid that this one will actually not give me, this didn't give me a PDF file, unfortunately. So that's basically because here, this thing, when I click on it, let's see where I go. I go indeed to a landing page, and even though the full text is available here, apparently the unpaywall can deliver me a splash page, but not really the file itself. And let's just check the last one, what we had there. And the last one just didn't do anything or didn't add it. Let's see what that link does. It does deliver me a PDF, or is that the same item? 9783, yeah, it did do it, but probably something was wrong with the URL in this case, with the retrieval. In any case, I hope you find this useful. Let me know what you think of it either in the comments or by sending a mail, or if you need some more help or services with this, we'd be happy to lend any assistance where useful.